Greetings, foodies. I'm LotusCrane, and today I'll be reviewing Morning Summit Cereal by General Mills. I found this at my local Costco for $12.99 for £2, which makes this at least 3 times as expensive as any other cereal sold at Costco. So I imagine if you find this at like your local Whole Foods or maybe a regular supermarket. No, I don't think a regular supermarket wants to sell a $13 cereal. I assume if you find this at Whole Foods, it's going to be like $15 plus. I mean, I'm not independently verifying that because I don't feel like driving over to Whole Foods right now to figure that out. But I mean, everything's cheaper at Costco, so if it's $13 there, it's going to be more expensive elsewhere. Anyway, let's open this up. So this video is like part typical LotusCrane review, part unboxing. I don't know. There's like all these like internet subtypes of videos now. I can't keep up at all. I guess because I'm gonna be eating this, it'll qualify as like a, what's the Korean term? Mukbang or something? Eating video? That's probably from broadcast, so eating broadcast? Anyway. And I guess because of the crunchy sounds, it'll also qualify as an ASMR. Oh yeah. It has been a long time since I've done a video. I've had like some recent life work changes, and I still haven't fully gotten used to my schedule, such as it is. So, haven't been doing as much gaming as I would like. This seems like an easy cheat, because doing this kind of video takes a lot less prep time than playing a video game for 10 or 20 hours just to have like 30 minutes of footage. Oh, if you're wondering, I don't know how to change my webcam from 4:3 aspect ratio to 16:9, so I had a little room left, so that's my prim wallpaper from the Secret of Mana remake. Let's see. Oh, right. So, let's see. Alright. If I tilt this too much, it's going to fall onto my keyboard and get into the cracks, so, but if I move the webcam, then, I really should have, like, thought through the logistics of this a little better. Oh, nope, there's a flake on my keyboard. Oh, there's like a crumb next to my numlock. I'll blow it off with a compressed air can later. Anyway. Alright, that's a little easier. Do people actually like the sound of listening to other people chew food? That's like what ASMR is, right? Or ASMR? I don't know. Alright, so it's got these bran flake type bits. It has a surprising amount of nuts, both whole and sliced almonds, apparently. Let me take a quick look at the ingredients list and see. Wow, almonds are the #1 ingredient. Whole grain wheat is actually the second ingredient, so alright, that partially explains why this cereal is so expensive, being that the first ingredient is nuts, which are considerably more, I think they're more labor and definitely more water intensive to grow than grains like wheat or corn, so I guess that explains it. We've got, I guess these are craisins? And this looks like a raisin. I guess I'll get a little closer to the mic. Do people really like watching people eat? Like, I mean, I know I'm only 35, but like, there are just parts of internet culture I don't get, despite being a YouTuber myself. I think there might be a little bit of pumpkin seed or something on that. Alright, well, we're not going to get a proper experience without some milk. And, yes, it is lactate. No, it's not a paid endorsement. I mean, I keep waiting for someone to sponsor me, but it hasn't happened yet. If you're wondering why I'm drinking lactate, it's not because, like, I'm lactose intolerant, at least not as far as I know. Based on how much, like, ice cream and cheese I eat, I mean, if I were lactose intolerant, I should be suffering a lot more. I think my dad's lactose intolerant, and I just got in the habit of buying lactate because of that. And also, the main reason I get this, even though it's a little more expensive. Oh wow, I was like, my voice was probably muffled because I have the mic positioned off camera this time, and I've moved this between my mouth and the mic. But lactate like doesn't go bad forever. Well, not forever, but like once you open regular milk, it goes bad in what, 2 weeks or less. Lactate will go like for a month, and like considering I don't actually drink or use that much milk on a weekly basis, like every time I bought even like small milks, they would invariably go bad before I could finish the carton, which seems like a waste. So with lactate, like I have a pretty good chance of actually finishing it before it goes bad, because like, I mean, sometimes I drink tea instead of coffee, so I'm not going to be taking milk with my tea. And like when I drink coffee, it's usually with Irish cream, not milk, or sometimes half and half. So like really, like I guess I use milk for baking sometimes, or like I don't eat cereal as often actually as maybe I should, based on how convenient and healthy cereal actually is most of the time. All right, I think that's been a few seconds. Let's have some with milk. I mean, alright, some of that maple flavor is coming through. Even though I did let this in milk for, like 15 seconds while I was talking about something else. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I forgot my manners. I'm not supposed to talk with your mouth full. But yeah, there's still a lot of crunch and chew, based on like how much this is nuts and craisins and raisins, with just like a little bit of brown flakes and like, I guess the other things are like little granola type clusters. So this tastes and feels less like a traditional breakfast cereal and more like, some people just buy like granola and just put that into a bowl with some milk or yogurt and eat that like cereal. So, I mean, yeah, both in taste and texture, and I guess also price, because granola is also typically much more expensive than a regular breakfast cereal. Alright, yeah, I guess I can see why this is $13 for 2 pounds. It might actually take me a while to finish this bowl because... Oh, again. Alright. I just forgot when I'm in the middle of... Like, vitamins or, like, other supplements. I don't get how people can, like, take, probiotics or fish oil or, like, other vitamin supplements, without food. Because it kind of, like, the flavor, like, floats up to your craw. So, typically, I like taking them in the middle of a meal, so like I'll start eating whatever I'm eating, and then halfway through, I'll swallow these, and then I'll finish what I'm eating, and then I don't have to worry about like the aftertaste of vitamins coming back later. So. Again, I'm 35. I need to, take care, to eat right, take vitamins, exercise, and sleep as best I can, given my schedule, which, doesn't always work out, but, I mean, I'm alive, right? Still crunchy. Like, even, like, the bran flakes and granola clusters Like, you'd think, like, those might get soggy. Like, clearly, all these nuts and pumpkin seeds aren't going to get soggy. And, I mean, generally speaking, like, the raisins and craisins, they're not going to, like, have enough time in here to swell up unless I leave them in liquid for, like, an hour or something, right? But, even the bran flakes and granola clusters on their own are kind of holding up and not getting too soggy. Hmm. 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 I really hope this microphone is getting the crunch sounds, because this is actually pretty filling. Like, I didn't even fill the bowl as high as I normally would with a bowl of cereal, like if I was eating, like, Frosted Flakes or even, like, Honey Bunches of Oats. Well, I mean, again, I also didn't want this video to be, like, overly long, so I kind of, like, went, like, less than half full. And even so, like, this feels substantial. It's taking me a while to eat, my commentary notwithstanding, and, like, I think this is, like, an actual meal. Like, I wouldn't even need, like, a side of, toast or bacon or whatnot. I can see one potential downside to this cereal, though. If you tried to, like, wolf this down, it would be a choking hazard, and then later on an indigestion hazard. Wow. That word was way more difficult to pronounce than it should have been. So, like, if you're, like, a kid, or I guess a person with a job, and, like, you have, like, 5 minutes to eat something and rush out the door, or you're going to miss the bus or something, this is probably not the cereal you'd want to go with, because you need to, like, treat this with respect. Not because it's expensive or tastes good. I mean, both of those are true. But because it's just so substantial with all the nuts, raisins, craisins, and these bran flakes and granola clusters that are not getting soggy. Which means if you try to, like, just swallow it, like, you're going to choke. Or you're going to have a tummy ache. Or both. Still crunchy. Sorry, I know this. Still have how much? Now that I think about it, this won't be as satisfying as, like, a traditional mukbang video because, like, the camera angle's all wrong, right? The next time I do something like this, I'll have to. Well, I don't have the technology set up to put a camera in the kitchen. Well, no, even if I use my camera, like, I don't have a stand, so I would, like, need somebody else to come over and hold my phone. That'd be weird. I don't know. Like, I know with traditional mukbangs, like, the camera's tilted so, like, you can see all the food, whereas, like, you kind of have to take my word for it. I'm eating cereal here and not just, like, doing sleight of hand and making you think I'm eating something when I'm really not. I'm definitely eating something, but, like, how awkward would it be for me to tilt the bowl of cereal away from myself so it watch me eat this bowl of cereal because I'm having a midlife crisis? Like, who's someone I can make fun of without being considered too mean-spirited? David Hasselhoff. Yeah, look at me. I'm having a midlife crisis like David Hasselhoff did when he ate a hamburger off the floor. Now, if David Hasselhoff were still in crisis, that would be, like, an unwarranted joke. But I think he's made a bit of a comeback with Kung Fury and Guardians of the Galaxy. So, assuming David Hasselhoff is doing okay these days, like, it's okay to make this kind of joke. Right? Because, like, the rule is, you shouldn't kick somebody while they're down. But, like, years later, when, you know, after they've recovered and, like, life is good again, it's okay to, like, poke a little fun at that time. Like, oh, remember when things weren't so great? Like, at least that's my approach to it, right? In other words, you I only allow myself to make jokes when they're no longer funny. Because at this point in time, no one's even going to understand my David Hasselhoff eating a hamburger off the floor reference, right? And again, I don't play video games until they go on drastic sale, which is like a decade later, so I'm just hopelessly out of date. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to go floss after this because I can feel a bunch of raisins and craisins and whatnot stuck in my teeth. But alright, the review. I mean, it was satisfying. Let me check the nutrition on this. Ooh, 24% total fat. Well, I guess with all those nuts. Fine, good amount of fiber. Oh, not as many vitamins as I would expect. Which means I guess this is not an artificially fortified cereal. Which is, like, good and bad. I mean, a lot of those, like, sugary... Oh, I'm gonna have to wipe my nose. A lot of those kind of sugary breakfast cereals aimed towards kids, like, they'll have, like... They'll be artificially fortified vitamins, which I guess, like... I mean, I guess that's not very different than, like, me taking vitamin pills. But, it does affect the taste a little bit. With, like, really artificial cereals that are, like, mostly sugar, the sugar overpowers the taste of added vitamins, so it doesn't matter. But I guess with this, they really wanted to maintain, like, the more or less pure taste of the component ingredients, so they opted not to add any fortification. They opted not to fortify it. But that's okay, because I eat, green veggies and take pills, so whatever. But yeah, it actually tasted pretty good. I mean, again, it felt less like a cereal experience and more like a granola and nuts experience, which, would be more expensive if you were to buy those components separately and make, like, your own morning muesli or mueslix type breakfast, or, I mean, midnight snack, any type of meal. So $13 for 2 pounds? I guess that's a fair value. I mean, I don't know that I could bring myself to, spend $13 for a box of cereal on a regular basis, but being that I found it at Costco for 13, and being that most items go on sale, somewhat frequently on Costco, not as often as games go on sale on, like, Steam or Humble Bundle, but, often enough, I would be willing to bet, like, a few dollars that within the next half year, I'll be able to find one of these at Costco for, like, $10 instead of $13 for, like, a couple of weeks. And when that happens, I'll maybe buy a couple boxes to last me until the next time there's a sale. So yeah, overall I'm going to say LotusCrane approved. Because it tasted good. It was filling. I mean, I can tell from the ingredients why it probably costs what it does. I guess I'm not really off-put by the fact that it's 24% of your daily fat, or that it doesn't have that much vitamin A or C. Because again, if you're trying to maintain, like, a decent lifestyle, you'll find those vitamins elsewhere, and you'll find a way to cut out fat somewhere else, I guess. Anyway, if you liked this video, please remember to subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. I mean, granted, my next video will probably be about video games and not food, but, either way, I would appreciate the support. I'm LotusCrane, signing off.